Hello everyone, welcome back to Lab4crypto. Bitcoin is about to break 100K, a moment that most of us we were waiting since 2021, and that time has arrived. But the most important question that I get from you guys now is when altcoin season. And for the past 2 years, basically, I was telling you that first we have the Bitcoin season, which Bitcoin is approaching its cycle top, which based on my calculations, we are halfway there. And then during the last 2x from Bitcoin, we have the beginning of altcoin season. I wrote an article about it, which you can always get for free in your mailbox. Just type here your mail and you will receive it immediately. And I wanted to explain to you why I believe the altcoin season is inevitable now that Bitcoin reached 100K. And I will explain you in detail why I believe that, and also to give you some hope that actually the crypto, let's say, gains are just starting now, especially on altcoins. I know that based on my calculations, the Bitcoin top is between 180K to 200K, which if we click and we mouse over, let's say on November on 2025, we will see the green line is around 198K. So if we assume that the cycle top will be in November 2025, we are expecting a Bitcoin price around this price. And I know what you're thinking. It's like, if I enter now, I have only 2x left. And I think that most of the retail, let's say, enthusiasts on crypto will think the same like you, because Bitcoin from the bottom, which was 16K, already brought a 5x gain. And now we have the last 2x. And in my assumption is that altcoin season is about to start in the next 1 or 2 months. And therefore, you need to prepare for the actual, let's say, frenzy period that usually in Bitcoin and the crypto market experience during the last year of a bull run. I will go through the article and also check the graphs, the interactive ones. As you saw, if I click here, immediately you will be able to see the graphs and explore each model that I'm going to show you. We have picking of dates. You can choose the coin that you are interested on watching and so on. But let's go to the article. So the crypto market has been buzzing with excitement as Bitcoin edges closer to 100K. While Bitcoin remains the undisputed king, history suggests that its dominance often signals the beginning of a new chapter, altcoin season. So let's go to the first point. Bitcoin has set the stage now for altcoins to run, in my opinion. And as I explained before, Bitcoin has, at least in my calculation, only 2x return left, which for many of you is not that much, and I understand that. But the altcoin season, which it's the most speculative one, the most riskier one compared to an allocation in BTC, if you manage to do proper allocation and have a plan, there is a high chance that you will do very well. But what is altcoin season? If we click here, let's first see the graph in the article. Bitcoin dominance, what is Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance is just the market share that Bitcoin has compared to the total crypto market cap. So for simplicity reasons, imagine that the total crypto market cap is worth 1 trillion and the dominance of Bitcoin is 60%. That means 600 billion in market cap belongs to Bitcoin, and only 40% of the remaining total market cap goes to stable coins and altcoins. So imagine that only one coin from the millions in existence in the cryptocurrency sector, Bitcoin has the 60% and all the rest, the remaining 40%. But what you will see, for example, here we have the previous bull run in 2021. Bitcoin dominance went to values of almost 70%. And you will see there was a sharp drop between January 2021 to May, which Bitcoin dominance dropped. So Bitcoin only had 35% of the cryptocurrency dominance, and altcoins ran. And you will see, for example, if we check Ethereum, at that period, if we go to May 2021, you will see that its dominance from just 11% went all the way up to almost, let's zoom, to almost 20%. And Ethereum is an altcoin, and that reflects to other coins as well. But the main takeaway from here is that Bitcoin dominance drops, but still you see Bitcoin price went up, but altcoins in the same period produce much more gains compared to Bitcoin. For example, Bitcoin on the last cycle, the price was 40K and it went all the way up to 63. So if you compare in the same period what altcoins did in that window or 3 months, which we had the frenzy, and you see the sharp drop, they had gains of 2, 4, 8, 10x and even more. And I guess most of you, especially for people that want to join now, they are interested about this period because it's understandable to not want to enter to BTC currently, although I think everybody should have a piece of the Bitcoin network. You want to maximize what you can do and maximize the performance of your portfolio using altcoins. If we go to a metric which is helpful for us to understand when we are in the season of altcoins, if we go to this season, we are not there yet. You'll see that now we are in the region where it's between the Bitcoin season, when we are below this green line, and just before the altcoin season, when we need to be above the purple line. This metric, what it is telling us is when the top 50 cryptocurrencies in the market are outperforming Bitcoin, and therefore it gives us a signal to understand that actually altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin, and therefore we have an altcoin season. But based on my calculations, compared to historical data, that period should begin between January and February 2025. And therefore, it's a good time for you now to start preparing in December to find the coins that you feel more comfortable on, do your research, have tools to help you understand their valuation, and be able to allocate on some of them if you want to increase your risk tolerance and not go just to Bitcoin, and manage to get maximum performance in 2025. Let's go back to the article. So the liquidity catalyst, I think, is an important metric for everyone to watch. For example, we see Bitcoin basically going in its exponential phase for the last month. But if we put global liquidity, what we see is that the global liquidity is reducing, but Bitcoin price is going up. And it's understandable because we had very bullish news recently with the announcements of the SEC chairman that he decided to resign, elections and so on, that were a good catalyst for the price of Bitcoin to go higher. And I spoke on that in my last video, and also you can find in blog my thesis about it and how we actually spoke about that in October. And many of people in Twitter and Instagram, when the price of Bitcoin was 63K back in October, I was posting and saying that Bitcoin risk was only 22% based on our risk management tool, and therefore was a good time to decide to accumulate BTC if you wanted to enter. And many people thought we were crazy because we were just 8K below Bitcoin all-time high, which was in March, where Bitcoin price reached values of 73K. And now, of course, we are at almost 100K. If I go back to the blog, for me to feel more confident that we are in altcoin season, I want the global liquidity to start increasing. So I want this yellow line to starting to go up in short, alongside Bitcoin. And also I want a couple of more reduction of interest rates in around the world. For example, in the European Central Bank, from Fed, basically from major economies. And actually the reason is very simple. Altcoins are not driven from institutions, are mainly driven from hedge funds, venture capital, and retail investors. Retail investors are not in position now to allocate any of their capital to altcoins, in my opinion, because they want a reduction in interest rates, which it will release some capital from their household for various allocation, investments, and so on. Just to give you an example, before the pandemic, someone had a mortgage of $800. After the increase in inflation and the fact that the Fed and major central banks increased the interest rates by a lot, that, let's say, doubled your mortgage. So now, with the reduction of interest rates, you will have capital to allocate to any kind of investment you want, that maybe it's going to be gold or whatever other sector, stocks, cryptocurrencies, and so on. But the main catalyst for you is to have the reduction in interest rates that will release some capital from your household to be able to allocate. So imagine that the mortgage is 1.6K now. It will start dropping in the next couple of months, allowing you to become more bullish, let's say, in 2025. And as most of the altcoins are driven by retail frenzy and speculation, that means picking the right altcoins and allocating some of your capital in logical risk levels. And as I said, we have many altcoins that you can explore, and we are continually adding more. It will be really helpful for your portfolio to not blindly allocate some of your capital to altcoins, but have a strategy, because believe me, I think this bull run will be one that it's going to be remembered for many years, because I cannot think any period which we had so many good news for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency sector in general. And therefore, in my opinion, it will be criminal for someone to not spend time and decide to allocate some capital to the industry, as our projection is that it will easily surpass the 11 trillion market cap in November 2025. Of course, why I said that, we created a model which projects the total crypto market cap future. and you can click on watch our video to see how we came up with this equation. Of course, we have the description as well. But the main takeaway is that 2025 is projected to be an amazing year for the cryptocurrency sector. So let's sum up before I go to the next point. Bitcoin dominance, I think, is topping out, and therefore we are expecting altcoins to outperform. So I'm expecting this red line to start going down. Now we are at the 60% region. And as Bitcoin has diminishing returns and more altcoins are joining to the market, you will see that Bitcoin dominance tops out on different levels. For example, in 2017 was at more than 90%. Then in the last cycle was around 70, and now is probably around 60. But it's remained to be seen, but this is our estimation. Therefore, retail is going to enter in the next couple of months, and therefore it's important for you, if you are someone that wants to enter the market, to start preparing now, because it's something that you don't want to miss, and also you don't want to go blindly inside the altcoin season. Because let's face it, crypto has many scams, and therefore you need to be prepared and do a thorough analysis on the coins that you believe, as that could lead to massive losses if you just decide to enter a coin because you saw something online, or some friend of you told you, okay, accumulate some of this coin because I think it would go up. You should not believe anyone. Do your research and decide your coins strategically, because I strongly believe that many altcoins will produce gains between 5 to 20x in the next 5 to 6 months. So it's important to do proper risk management and also have tools to guide you on these decisions. I'm not speaking about ours. Of course, you can use any tool that you want. The main idea is that you don't want to go blindly. For example, for me, I have 1,000 graphs and more every day that I can watch and see the metrics and decide to make a decision on my portfolio allocation. Of course, our flagship one is one of the best, I think, in the market. But of course, you can use many models that they can guide you on your next move. Next is the fear and greed index. The fear and greed index is something that basically is signaling us that when we are in a greed zone, and currently we are, for example, today we are at the level of 82 out of 100, let's say. And usually when we are in these greed regions, definitely the market have some corrections, but we can stay to these regions for months, and in some cases even more. In 2020, we were at this period from November 2020. We had a sharp drop, but then again, until February of 2021, as you see, for 1 or 2 months. Therefore, because we are in these high levels, in this high level region now, it's important for you to do an allocation, because I will tell you what my plan is from people that are interested. I explained that a lot in our premium Telegram channel, but I will say a summary here. For me, basically I was allocating to BTC from the bottom, as I knew that Bitcoin dominance was going to regions above 60%. Now I'm using these profits that I made on BTC and I'm moving them to altcoins, because based on my calculations, and I think the price power law model will not break, the one that predicts that BTC will reach values close to 200K in the next year. This 2x gain for me now is something that is not very appealing. I'm really happy for the 5x BTC that brought me. Of course, I'm going to hold Bitcoin forever, but I want to use some of my profits and move that in some altcoins to maximize my portfolio performance. I explain which altcoins I believe that will do very, very well. I have a list of 21 coins. Of course, I have published that in the Telegram channel, but you can choose your own. My main goal is to actually find the altcoins that I believe they have a solid chance to do very well in 2025 and not blindly go to any coin, because the hard-earned profits that I made or the capital that I'm going to inject every month based on my income, I don't want to go in any altcoin without me doing a proper research. And of course, the good news for me is that I can log in every day and watch everything, what's happening in the crypto market, check what whales are doing. For example, people that own 10 to 100 BTC, we are seeing that this number is going down. Therefore, maybe they are moving some of their capital to exchanges to be able to liquidate, and therefore using this information and many others that we have in the platform, we can start making a solid strategy to exit or enter the market at the right time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a thumbs up and like the comment. And what I want you to remember from this video, which I wanted to be short, is that Bitcoin has a solid 2x from here, in my opinion, until 2025. But if you want to maximize your gains, it would be a good idea for you to consider moving some of your profits to more speculative assets if you want. If you want to increase your risk tolerance and decide to take a bit more risk on your portfolio. That actually in the past showed that was a really good strategy, because altcoins from the past cycle is what they are doing. So when you see this red line above the purple line, that means that altcoins are doing amazing returns. And you will see that every time, even if you go before 2017, you will find the same thing. When you see the red line go above the purple line, that means altcoins were crashing Bitcoin performance in that certain period. But what you'll notice is that this period is not that long. So that is why you need to do proper research, because the gains in the altcoin market can be made fast, but they can be lost fast. So in this window, you need to do proper analysis and research to be able to maximize your portfolio performance. So I'm closing the video. I don't want, as I said, that to be very long. Altcoin season is upon us. Do your research and give us a thumbs up if you find a value in that video. Bye-bye.